In this video we will explore some statistical data of the religious makeup of Australia, according to the latest census data, before taking a closer look at the two most common religions. In 2011, the Australian Bureau of Statistics conducted its census of population and housing, which includes a question about religious affiliation. At this time, Australia's population was recorded at 21.5 million. More than a quarter of the Australian population was born overseas. Over 13 million of the Australian population, or 61.9%, reported affiliation to Christianity. This is a slight decrease in percentage of the previous census in 2006, in which 63.9% reported to be Christian. Of these Christians, over 5 million are Catholic, the largest denomination in Australia, followed by more than 3 million Anglicans. Those reporting no religion increased by 1 million, from 3.7 million to 4.7 million between the 2006 and 2011 census points. The next biggest religion in Australia in 2011 was Buddhism, with over 500,000 Buddhists, or 2.5% of the population. Islam follows Buddhism in size, with 476,000 followers. The next most populous religion, Hinduism, is technically the fastest growing religion in Australia, having gone from 148,000 followers in 2006 to 275,000 followers in 2011, or 1.3% of the population. Judaism and Sikhism are the smallest of the 6 major world religions in Australia, with 0.5 and 0.4% of the population as followers, respectively. On the 2006 census, 24% of Indigenous people reported no religion, 73% of Indigenous people reported Christian affiliation, and 1% reported affiliation with a traditional Indigenous religion. Although the majority religion is Christianity, this is made up of many different denominations. Christianity had over 60% of the population in 2011, but speculation is rife as to what will happen in the 2016 census. This census of the 9th of August is expected by many to show a further decline in numbers of people reporting affiliation to Christianity. This cultural shift is expected to be exaggerated by the movement of the answer "no religion" from the bottom of the list of answers to the top. The results of this census will be released sometime in 2017. The expected increase in reporting of no religion may therefore be both a measure of a shift of society away from religion, as well as an impact of the movement of answers on the question. Some argue that the form was biased originally, whilst others argue that this change merely introduces a different bias. Regardless, some believe that Australia is becoming more secular and less religious. Buddhism is the second largest religion in Australia, having first been introduced in the second half of the 1800s, with a wave of immigration when workers from China, Sri Lanka and Japan arrived to mine gold and work on plantations. The Buddhist Society of New South Wales was founded in 1852, and Queensland and Victorian societies began the following year. The first Buddhist monastery was set up in the Blue Mountains, in New South Wales, in 1971. In 1991, a third of the Buddhists in Australia were from Vietnam. Numbers of Buddhists have continued to rise, largely due to immigration. Like Christianity, there have been several communities of Buddhists that have emigrated to Australia from many different countries. Buddhism in Australia is therefore diverse. Theravada Buddhism comes largely from Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Cambodia, whilst Mahayana Buddhism comes from China, Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. Vajrayana Buddhism is most common in Tibet and Nepal. These are the 3 main branches of Buddhism. Buddhist festivals are celebrated in many Buddhist communities across Australia, one of the most important of which is Buddha Day, which happens in May.